Hi, Arne.
Hello.
Can I start with asking about team news, please? Alisson not travel. What's the situation with him, and I think Federico as well, not here?
No, Federico was also not at the session. He felt unwell last night, so that's why he wasn't training with us today and not traveling with us. Ali, of course, was in the session, as many people could see, but unfortunately he felt something towards the end of the session, and it was how do you say this? People looked at it, and we decided that, and he decided together that it wasn't good enough to play tomorrow, and then it's of no use of traveling.
Do you think he'll be back for Sunday?
There's definitely a chance, yeah, because we don't expect it to be a big thing, but it was too much to be available for tomorrow.
Nezih Akşener from beIN Sports. First of all, welcome to Istanbul again. This is Nezih Akşener from beIN Sports. Welcome to Istanbul. You have played Galatasaray in the group stage before, here in the stadium. From that day to now, what changed in Galatasaray? How would you analyze Galatasaray? And Galatasaray played against Beşiktaş just a few days ago, and they were one man down after red card incidents. So you're going to play a team who played recently, and they were 10 men. So what would you say for the match ahead?
Indeed, we played them, so we knew them already really well, and after playing them, we know them better. And now, before playing them, you start to watch even more games. And I have a lot of respect for Galatasaray, for their manager. He's been so successful here as a player, and now as a manager, won so much with this club. Recently, they played Beşiktaş, who were having one of my former players, Orkun Kökçü, who I know is a very good player as well. But they were able even to beat Beşiktaş with 10 men, so that tells you a lot about how the team is fighting, if that is necessary. So they have quality players that can fight, and they have great fans behind them. So, yeah, we need to be so good tomorrow to bring a result back to Anfield, and that's what we're going to try. Last time when we played them, there was not a lot between us and them. We both got a penalty. Unfortunately, ours was overturned by the VAR, and theirs was given. And in open play, I think we were quite similar. A 50-50 game that we lost because of that penalty. And two very good teams playing against each other tomorrow evening.
This is Safakan Öztürk. Welcome back to Istanbul once again. After the first match, you have mentioned this briefly. So both here and also to the British news abroad, you have made a lot of statements about the fans and also about the decision, referee decision, and the penalty situation. So since that match, how would you want to play with Galatasaray again? Are you happy that you're going to play against Galatasaray again? Are you happy that you're going to be playing on this pitch again?
No, I don't think I said so much, but after the game, if people ask you to give your opinion about the game, then you give your opinion and you tell that there were two penalties, one overturned, one not, and that they have a very good team and we have a very good team. So are you happy to play against them? No. There's not one team which you would prefer to play in the last 16, because they're all very good teams, including Galatasaray. We've already lost against them. So that tells you how difficult of a game it is for us. The good thing now is that we play two games where in the group stage you only play away against Galatasaray. Now we also have a chance to play in front of our own fans, which will be impressive for Galatasaray. So these fans over here are very impressive. We've noticed that when we played here. Now the good thing is we've experienced already once now. That's maybe a positive thing, where the Galatasaray players are experiencing this every home game. But for us, it was new when you have the ball, that the whistling, if that's the right word, is so loud that that was new for me and even for all of my experienced players. So the good thing is that we've already experienced it, but we not only play against the fan, we also play against 11 very good players that are a very strong team managed by a very good manager.
Hi, Arne. Andy played very well against Wolves on Friday. However, Milos maybe knows Roland Shalai better on that side. I think you are very lucky having these two left backs. But who is the best choice against Galatasaray? What do you think?
Are you Hungarian?
Yeah?
Because you say he's playing against Salai. Usually Salai plays fullback and Milos plays fullback as well. So they will fight duels against each other, but so it's an interesting way of asking something about the Hungarian players. No, Robertson played a really good game. Milos has played really good games for us. Both have played many good games recently for us. It's a choice for me to make, and you will see tomorrow who's going to start.
This is Serdar Kelleci from TRT Sport. Welcome back to Ali Samian. When it comes to right back, you have been using Szoboszlai, Frimpong, and Bradley for the right back. You have this situation where you put Szoboszlai between, where he makes runs between the opposition left backs and center backs and full backs. So how are you going to use that attacking set tomorrow with your right back situation against Galatasaray?
Have you been a manager?
No.
Oh, okay. I have. You are mentioning four names for the three names for the fullback position. I think I've played 5 or 6 different players on that position this season. Dominic is one of them. He's done that in general almost all of the games really well, but he's played also really well in the midfield. So the good thing for me is I have choices to make, and that has not been happening a lot this season. It was mainly 13, 14 players available, and usually the same ones always playing. Now, in the last game against Wolves, I could even impact the game off the bench. That hasn't happened that many times this season. So that's a very good thing for us. So I can now play Dominic if I want to play him as a fullback, because of I think that's the best decision to make, and not because I have no one else in that position. And that is something really positive for us, and also important going into the final stages of the season, where we play a lot, where we've already played a lot, and it's the end of the season. So the more players available, the better it is, because usually players can get a bit tired towards the end. And the more players you have, then the better it is.
This is Hazal Palavar from En Son Haber. Welcome. Liverpool is a team that keeps a lot of ball possession, but sometimes in some matches you are having challenges to find a goal. Knowing that Galatasaray is a good team when it comes to the transitional play, how did you approach this match, and how are you preparing for this match?
Yeah, all you're saying is true. I think we are the team in the Premier League with most ball possession. So that tells you how well we are able to bring the ball out from the back. Usually we're also a team that doesn't concede a lot of chances, let alone a lot of counterattacks, because the more ball possession you have, then you need to be well organized in ball possession. Otherwise, you don't have as many ball possession as we do, if you still understand what I'm saying. And I think Galatasaray has a lot of weapons, but transition is definitely one of them. Of course, one of the first one you think about is Osimhen, who's also a great striker in the box, can score from crosses, can score in multiple ways, but definitely a big threat on the counter-attack as well. But they have more than only Osimhen in their front three that are really fast. Last game we played them, it was Yilmaz, who was twice a bit too fast for us, because twice he was going towards the goalkeeper in the first half. So a lot of offensive threat and a lot of pace, and we need to be really aware of that. And we will, because we played them already, so we know now how fast they are and what qualities they have, even more than last time. But it's not always, if you know what the strength of the team is, you can prevent it from happening, and that is the challenge for us tomorrow.
Simon, pitch at the back.
Tomorrow's your 100th match as Liverpool manager. I guess this is a hard time to reflect on your reign so far, but I guess a time that reminds you, or may refocus your mind of what you want to achieve with this club moving forward this season and beyond. Now,
First of all, it makes me really proud that I've become the Liverpool manager. And that is going to be my 100th game. I don't think I have a bad track record in those 100 games. Although sometimes you get a different feeling about that if I have to listen to everything. But makes me proud, and I'm looking. And it's nice that the 100th game is such a nice game to play. Champions League last 16, away game against Galatasaray. So. But as always, it's never about the manager. It's always about the players. I try to prepare them just as good as all the other 99 games I've done before. But it's always the players who have to then perform. And I've been very lucky that I've been given a very good team in both seasons, last season and this season. And I have all the trust that these players will perform at the levels we are used to of a Liverpool team.
This is Emre Günay from Fanatic. Welcome to Istanbul. In Champions League, Victor Osimhen has been very prominent figure in Galatasaray with all the goals he scored. Have you taken any special precautions against him, against Osimhen?
Yes and no. We always take special precautions against very good football players. And we are facing a lot of them because in the Premier League there are a lot of good football players as well. And it's clear and obvious that Victor Osimhen is one of them, but he's not the only one that is a really good player here at Galatasaray. The good thing is, again, our centre-backs have already played him, so they know what to expect. Maybe they even played against each other more often. I would not be surprised if Virgil played against him when Osimhen was at Napoli, but I'm not sure. And the same for Ibu. So, yes, we know how good he is. But we're also aware that he's not the only very good player they are having. And if you arrive in the last 16, you have to make your team, your players aware of the qualities they are facing. And that's what we've done already. And we're going to do even more tonight and tomorrow.
And the last question with Hamza at the front, please.
Hi, Arne.
Hello.
You've mentioned a lot about creating chances this season and struggling to finish them. I was just thinking back to this game earlier this season. I think there were 3 big chances. Hugo Ekitike had one, Wirtz had one, Cody Gakpo had one, and penalty, of course. I just wanted to ask, you found it a bit difficult to create this volume of chances, big chances. How are you working to try and fix that at the moment?
No, first of all, as you said, we have a lot of ball possession, but we don't create as many chances as you would expect from all that ball possession. Second of all, I'm watching a lot of football games, but creating chances is not something that's happening a lot anymore recently in football. It's really hard to create chances because of other teams who are so well organized, defend so well, physical power, all that comes from it. So it's also a trend in football that is more and more less and less you see open chances. But as you said, the last game, the game we played here, is another example of so many games we've played. We went 1-on-1 to the goalkeeper with Hugo Ekitike. He missed that one, ball came back. We hit it, was cleared off the line. 5 seconds later, penalty against us. That has happened a lot of times this season. But yeah, I always believe that things will not always go like that. So yes, we are trying to create more chances. Do we have a lot of training time for that? No, we play every 3 days, so there's not a lot of training time for that. But of course, in this modern era, there's a lot of video meetings which you can do to show them which in some situations are better decisions to make than the ones we've made before. I think that was quite good to see in the last Wolf games as well, but we played better in the second one than in the first one, not by a margin because all data was exactly the same. So yeah, we are working on that, but it definitely helps if a player like Florian Wirtz is again available tomorrow evening. It would definitely help if Alexander Isak would have been fit throughout the whole season instead of only using him for 15 or 20 minutes at his peak, which was at Tottenham when he finally was getting fit. Then got injured again. So Mo, of course, not being available when he was at the AFCON. So there are definitely also reasons because we don't have 8 attackers of the same quality. Because I said so many times, the model we are having.
Tactical trend. Do you think you're close to working out how to break through it? I remember watching your final team, and they were so attacking. I know you're an attacking coach. Do you think you're closer to working out, like you said, it's a league-wide problem, a European problem? Do you think you're closer to working out how to break the games back open again?
I think we do a lot of similar things than my final team did, and then the team of last season did. We're having a lot of ball possession. When we don't have it, we press immediately, counter-press immediately to have the ball back. But, as I said, teams are organized more and more in a similar style, which is mainly either man-to-man all over the pitch, or dropping into a low block, not with 7 or 8, but with 11. That's something that, for example, but we should maybe not talk about it, but 10 years ago, when the Dutch team played Luxembourg, it was 8 or 9-0. And these results were quite common. Now, that's not so common anymore, that countries beat other countries with those margins, let alone if you play the best players in the world, because they're all playing in the Premier League. It makes it even harder if you face similar playing styles like that. So we are working on it. I think it's been obvious for everyone that we've worked on it, because we've scored much more from set pieces. One way to break down low blocks is generate a lot of set pieces, which we twice against Wolves, twice we had 11 set pieces, corner kicks, sorry. And then you need to get your rendement, your goals out of that. We were really close in the first game against Wolves. It was a ball cleared off the line by our own player. Very unlucky, but it did happen. And as a result of that, we didn't win. And 3 days later, we go there, and in the same minute, it's a shot from 20 yards that goes in. And then things open up, you play a good game, and everybody is much more positive about that game than the first one. So, yeah, I think if Hugo Ekitike goes 1-1 to the goalkeeper tomorrow, there's a fair chance he would score, just as I thought the last time. And sometimes they miss, sometimes they score. So let's see where we are tomorrow in terms of chance creation and scoring from the chances we create. But keeping a clean sheet is also important.
Brilliant. Thank you, everyone.